Hello everyone, I'm Apurva Kishore Bonik, and in this video I'm going to talk about some of the ideas, thoughts and suggestions provided by Professor Patrick Winston in his lecture video on how to speak. In the video lecture, Professor Winston focuses on the quality of communication, which depends on the following factors: acquired knowledge, practice, and inherent talent. With the proper amount of knowledge gained and the practice done, one can get better than a person who has only inherent talent. Next, we will move on to how to start a presentation. Professor Winston suggests not to start with a joke because the audience are still getting used to with the environment and our vocal parameters, so they may not be ready for a joke. Instead, what we should do is to start with a promise, because this helps the audience get a clear idea of what we are going to talk about and what they will learn by the end of the presentation. Moreover, we should also cycle on the topic, which means repeating the topics multiple times for better understanding of the listeners. Furthermore, we should also build a fence around our idea, which will help us to distinguish our ideas from other people's idea and clear confusion among the listeners. We should also work with verbal punctuation, as this will help people who may be lost in the speech get back on track and connect with the speaker. We should also try to ask questions which are intriguing. This will help people to get interest on our idea and what we are speaking about and increase engagement. Moving on to the topic of time and place. The presentation should have a suitable time and place. The place should be selected keeping in mind with the number of listeners, and the suitable time of presentation is generally 11 a.m., which is not too early and before lunch. The place should be proper well lit so people can be more attentive and engage with the speaker. The speaker should also check the place beforehand of the presentation, as it will help him get comfortable with the environment. Professor Winston also puts importance on the use of props and slides. Props help people to interact in a better way, as they get a better visual perception of the idea of the speaker. This helps them to get a better understanding on the thoughts and ideas of the speaker. Next, on the topic of slides, we have to remember that we cannot put a lot of words and descriptions in the slides, as it will distract the audience from the speaker, and we should also avoid putting any distracting logos and images that may distract the listeners. Moreover, we should also avoid using laser pointers, as this will decrease our engagement with the listener by decreasing eye contact. Now, moving on to the topic of informing and inspiring people and job talks. For informing and inspiring people, we have to express our passion on the topic we are talking about. We should show our passion, how much we love our interest, and show them that we are passionate about it. On the topic of job talks, we have to show vision of solving a problem to the interviewer and talk about our achievements. We also have to do all these things in a short amount of time, because we will not be getting a lot of time. Professor Winston also puts emphasis on storytelling, as it is a great way to connect with people. We should build a strong backbone of storytelling that ties the story with our ideas, thoughts, and actions. This will help engage the listeners and increase their curiosity. Finally, we move on to the topic of how to end a presentation. It is a good idea to add your contributions and your thoughts about the topic and summarize the whole presentation session. This will give the listeners a better understanding. Professor Winston suggests that we can also end with a joke, as this will keep the listeners thinking they have enjoyed their time during the lecture. Moreover, we should avoid ending with questions. And finally, we have to remember to end the presentation with a salute to the audience, which means we have to show the audience how much we have enjoyed giving our presentation and how much we value our time here performing our speech. Lastly, I want to conclude quoting Anton Chekhov, that knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. No amount of knowledge will be useful if we don't put it into practice. So we have to practice speaking more and more in order to get better at it. Thank you.